welcome to this week's edition of the BuzzCast. I'm your host, loldbz, along with my other host, Ghoulston.
Hello, how are you?
Excellent. Myself, I am excellent, and how are you this fine bye week?
I've got a bit of a cold, but I'll make it. I'll live.
We all fall ill sometimes, especially when we're around those that carry and harbor diseases. It happens to the best of us, although it hasn't happened to me in quite a while.
Children are pretty gross.
I would be inclined to agree with that sentiment. And on that note, let's talk about what we're going to talk about this week. We have a lot of Pokemon news that cropped up over the past 2 weeks that we definitely want to touch on. Nintendo Direct that happened after quite a few months, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since we've had a Nintendo Direct. It gave us a lot of cool information and a lot of disappointing information. And Mario Maker update finally hit, which hasn't happened in several months either, making it an even more enticing game than it used to be. Twilight Princess HD finally released, and I was able to play that a bit, and will continue to do so. And some other stuff that kind of happened that was pretty noteworthy. So, this was Pokemon's 20th anniversary this year in Japan. Of course, we got it, I don't even know how many years afterwards. What, like 8 months? Year and a half?
It was somewhere around there. I think 8 months is right.
Yeah, so not our 20th anniversary, but we'll still celebrate it all the same, I guess.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to take this time to reflect on how Pokemon has affected us and how we were introduced to it. I remember very well for myself when I was, for whatever reason, in between homes, I guess, in an apartment with the smallest TV attached with its own VCR. In the morning with the cable antenna, or not cable antenna, but an antenna to pick up the TV shows. I think it was on like probably WB channel 35 or something. Watching the first few episodes of Pokemon at like 6:30 in the morning before going to school, and that's how I was introduced to it. And later on, my mom bought me my first booster pack, I guess, of the card game, and my first rare was Farfetch'd, which is probably the worst rare you could get. But I got it. Was he rare or is he uncommon, actually?
I think he was uncommon.
Uncommon? Well, that was my first cool Pokemon, to say the least. I think my rare was one of those full heals. I think that's what it was.
To be fair, Farfetch is pretty cool. I mean, he's got that smug look and he's got a stick.
Yeah, I guess it could have been worse in hindsight. Oh, well. And that's kind of how I started with Pokemon. Everyone else had the game, but I didn't have the game for a while. So I was pretty late to the party on that one. My mom got me a purple Game Boy Color eventually. And of course, getting a Game Boy Color in Pokemon meant that I was already pretty behind. And everyone was already talking about missing number and stuff. But I still enjoyed it a lot, played it a lot. It was a really fun adventure. And definitely a different game for me since I didn't really have many RPGs in my experience at the time, if any.
Did you have Pokemon Red or Pokemon Blue?
Oh, well, it started like this. I remember when she was going to go, my mom took my brother and I to find the game, and we traveled from GameStop to GameStop. I think it was like one or two, and they were sold out, which was like freaking me out. So we tried one last one, and they just had walls like painted with red and blue. I mean, there was just all the games were on the shelf like everywhere. And like, hey, do you have Pokemon? And then they said, yeah, we got Pokemon. So I decided there. I really liked the blue cover a lot more. I thought it was a lot cooler. I liked the cartridge color. I don't know, it just appealed to me. So I got blue, and my brother got red. And it was cool. We got a link cable and had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, I kind of have a similar situation. Me and my brother both had Pokemon. I was the one that got red, and he was the one that got blue. But it was only because he wanted blue. So I got the leftover choice.
Yeah, you can't have the same one. That would be kind of weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool that they had missing components in the game so that each one kind of completed it. Even though, I mean, if you're from a cynical view, you could kind of think of it as a money grab or something. But it was really kind of fun to have your own unique I don't know, Pokemon and stuff in the game itself. But that was pretty much the only difference, was the Pokemon inside of it.
Did you pick Squirtle for your starter because you had Pokemon Blue?
No. It was Bulbasaur. That was
a good choice.
One of my favorite Pokemon, actually, back in the day. And since then, I always start with a grass starter. Even though they might look like really bad, like in the last game. I still did it. I made the best of it. Chespin? The little squirrel?
Oh, the little with the green hat?
Yeah, and the final evolution's like really weird.
Chestnut.
I kind of started like it because everyone was saying like, oh, he looks like Bowser, but then whenever you throw him out, he actually makes like Bowser's roar or something. Basically, there's a little higher pitch.
Oh,
that's what it sounds like from Mario 64. Like exactly. I thought that was kind of cool.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah,
but
I can see that.
No, I thought the frog looked cooler in the game. Greninja.
I picked Charmander because I had Pokemon Red, so I just figured like, okay, I may as well get this cool dragon guy that's on the cover. Yeah,
Charmander would have been my second choice.
I think it's like the easiest way to play the game, like aside from having Brock to start off with.
Yeah, that kind of blew my mind thinking that like everyone said like Brock was really hard for them, and realizing that Charmander did kind of get screwed.
After that though, it's easy.
If you want to get technical, he had a special attack, and the Geodude and Onix didn't have special defense for anything, so really shouldn't have been that bad anyway.
Oh, and then you had to fight Misty, who is water.
Oh yeah, it was an uphill battle.
But I think by that time you should have more than just a Charmander.
That's true.
Should be more than enough. I also remember getting Pokemon Yellow. I don't remember how I got that. I might have like magazine ordered it or something when I was younger. But I really
that was a lot of fun. Yeah,
I really like it because it follows the show.
Yeah, that was a really cool version as well. And Pokemon Gold was what I got later on, which you would think would be the analog to Red, but I still went with the Gold, and he went with Silver. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. And actually, this very website for which we're podcasting is, founded on a stream of Pokemon. So we have a lot of history with the game. And now Japan has 20 years, and we're probably not too far off ourselves.
Do you have a favorite moment from when you were streaming Pokemon? I mean, I could maybe guess Rayquaza, but...
Oh, no, I don't think that would be my favorite per se. That's just highlighted there. I can't really think of one moment. I really enjoyed streaming Pokemon Green. Now not Pokemon Green. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what Pokemon Green was. It was like maybe a port of the Pokemon Green on the emulator, but it wasn't perfectly emulated or something. So like after the Master Ball, the game just started degrading terribly. Like for no apparent reason, things were just going wrong in the game, and I couldn't figure out why. But things stopped functioning properly, and pieces just started falling out of the game.
Oh, geez!
And I couldn't really even beat it properly. And I thought it was still pretty fun. Like I just thought it was kind of really interesting to just watch it degrade in front of my eyes.
Huh.
But no, that Pokemon Green was a really long time ago, so no one remembers that.
I remember streaming Leaf Green with only a Gengar. I hacked it so that I started with a Gengar, and oh geez, what did I start Gary with? Because I know I could make him start with a specific Pokemon too. I think I gave him like a Kakuna to start off with. So
you probably won.
I won the first fight at least.
And the Beedrill coming out.
My Kakuna is gonna fight your Gengar. We'll see who wins. But it was really cool because I realized that Gengar is a really good Pokemon to begin with, but then like he's a ghost type, so it's kind of hard for a lot of other Pokemon to hit him.
Yeah, especially Kakuna.
And if you're only leveling up one Pokemon throughout the entire time, he's obviously gonna be like way stronger. But it was really fun to do the Elite Four with just one Pokemon to see if I could do it all. And oh yeah, I did.
Well, yeah, over leveled a little bit.
Yeah,
I've been tempted to do like a challenge. I've never done a challenge run of Pokemon, I don't think. Despite streaming so many of them, I think I just do kind of just whatever, which is still fun. A lot of viewer interaction, lots of naming and stuff. So that's it. I mean, it's a good stream, like inherently. RPGs, honestly, with that are kind of slow paced, with a lot of customization options.
Yeah.
For your attacks, your teams, your colors, and everything. Or not colors, your names. It makes it pretty good already, but having a challenge stream might be interesting. I was thinking of something like a monotype type stream where you might just choose or randomly select one type and just have to go with it. I'm kind of interested in bugs or bee-themed teams. There are at least, I think, 3 bee Pokemon.
How hard would it be to get your first bee?
I don't know. I mean, no, Weedle. Just pick up a Weedle. They're always early game.
That's true.
Yeah, and then you've got... I mean, you could make a pretty solid bee-themed team, I think. Even though it would be only like 3 Pokemon.
I wonder how far you could get doing what I was describing earlier with a Gengar, but instead of a Gengar, just like a Weedle. But never evolve it, just the Weedle all the way. That'd probably be harder. Even if it is over-leveled.
But it would be it wouldn't be interesting unless you could hack in different moves for it.
Maybe that's something you could look to trying in the new Pokemon Sun or Moon.
I haven't streamed Pokemon X and Y, or X, I guess it would be. I don't have both. I could still do that, theoretically. Pokemon Sun and Moon don't come out, I think, until December, is that right?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know if they actually threw down a date yet, but I think that's about where it's going to come out.
Pokemon S&M.
That's pretty unfortunate, but I can roll with it.
Holiday 2016.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess that's why I think their holiday, though, is always like November 20th every time. It's exactly that day. So look forward to the 20th of November.
There's some other things you should be looking forward to as well because of the Pokemon... Well, they had the Pokemon Direct, which was a week before the Nintendo Direct. So they announced Pokemon Sun and Moon. And then the Nintendo Direct had a long list of announcements, mostly featuring the upcoming games of Star Fox Zero, as well as Fire Emblem games that just came out. I believe they touched on Twilight Princess, which just came out. Highlighting Pokken, which comes out in about 2 weeks, somewhere around there. All kinds of things got little highlights.
Don't forget Paper Mario Color Splash.
Yes.
The affirmation that Paper Mario is dead. At least they let us know, early. The trailer for it it wasn't even a trailer, it was just like a glimpse, and it just came out of nowhere. It's like, hey, here's a new Paper Mario coming by. They didn't introduce it in any way. I don't think there was a transition by Bill, and then it was over before it even began.
Maybe they thought it'd be for the best to just not say anything about it.
I guess. I mean, it's gonna sell because
Paper Mario.
Well, yeah, I guess, but it's not going to be the standard RPG thing. And I guess they want to just kind of, have the separation between Mario partners or whatever they're called. Mario and Luigi, yeah, RPG series being the RPG, and then Paper Mario being its own thing. But I think that's really disappointing, though. I mean, I think that you can have 2 different RPGs, similar characters, I guess, but they can be completely different and still, coexist and not really leech off each other.
Paper Mario 1 and Paper Mario 2 are, absolutely phenomenal games, and I have no problem with Mario and Luigi games. But if that's the logic where it's okay, Paper Mario has to move away, it's, become some kind of, interactive card game where you have to fight with cards. And that's even more apparent because they had that Paper Jam Mario and Luigi game where Paper Mario is in it, but his application in the game is, okay, he's made of paper and he uses cards. And I guess that's the angle they're going with for Color Splash also, is that, he's Paper Mario and he's got cards. So I guess he's just Card Mario now.
That's just way too bad. Oh,
cards are made of paper, so...
I really like the badge system. That was just a lot of fun. And I don't think it's going to come back, unfortunately.
Oh, well, we'll always still have the first 2 Paper Marios. They're not going anywhere.
That's true. I guess that's true. And then they announced Kirby, another Kirby game,
Kirby Planet Robobot.
Is that what it's called?
Yes, Planet Robobot. Where he's, it's another 3DS game, so Kirby's still living his life there, for the most part. I know it uses the engine that previous Kirby games have been using lately for 3DS. I think the kink in this game is that it has a robot that Kirby can use, and it can also suck up for powers. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I'm not too big on large mech things, I guess, personally, and just kind of thrown in there. Actually, it kind of turned me off to the game already. I mean, already the fact that I don't really like Kirby games that much, just because they're always pretty similar to each other. I mean, they're enjoyable, but there's nothing really that stands out for me for them, in my opinion.
It's not on a console I have, so I can't really be too excited about it.
That's true. But, yeah, I have it. I haven't touched my 3DS in a while, which is really unfortunate. Maybe I should just pick up that Pokemon game. I don't know.
You haven't played it since Monster Hunter, right?
Yeah. For the best. I spent way too much time on that. Of course, now I had a similar issue.
You might have to worry about Monster Hunter Generations.
Yeah. I don't want to have to worry about that, but I think I have to.
Yeah, they announced Monster Hunter Generations. I really don't know anything about Monster Hunter, but it seems like it's a rather big deal. Coming out this summer, 2016. More online multiplayer, more customizable stuff that people love. What's the big feature of this, though?
That it's basically touching on all the past games and reintroducing a lot of old monsters. It's kind of like when you see like Street Fighter coming out with old characters from the past games and stuff.
Sonic Generations.
So a lot of people are excited. Yeah, so it's kind of like nostalgia stuff. And also, they're adding a new mechanic by which all the existing fighting types have some kind of like super mode or something like that. So
that's cool.
It has a kind of interesting dynamic. Yeah. The issue is that this game kind of has the same issue that Pokemon used to suffer from, is that everyone wanted to wait for the definitive version, and oftentimes there's a definitive version of Monster Hunter. Now, Monster Hunter 4 was 4 Ultimate originally in America, but it was actually released as 4 regular without a G rank in it. And G rank is just like the in-game hard stuff where you get the really cool equipment and stuff, and that it just doesn't exist in the first iteration. You have to buy the new one. So it's just another thing that Capcom did. It's basically a Street Fighter thing. I guess I should have probably alluded to Street Fighter since it's the same company and it's actually the exact same situation. So that's probably what's going to hold it back for a little bit, as people are going to wonder if there's going to be a Generations Ultimate or something.
Did you see about this other game that was announced, Lost Reavers?
Yes.
The free-to-play online.
Yes, I do remember that name. It sounds so generic, and it looks just terrible. If the reveal trailer it calls it a beta, it's on a console that never really hosts a beta, and the frame rate looks to be about 15. Then you can tell it's probably not going to be the best game. I don't even know why they bothered showing that. Honestly, it just doesn't look good at all. But
probably just wanted to show that the Wii U has stuff coming, even though it kind of doesn't. Aside from Star Fox and Pokken, there's not really I guess now Paper Splash Mario.
Yeah, but I'm not looking forward to that personally anyway. I'm interested to see how Pokken pans out, but at this moment I'm not too excited for any one particular game for the Wii U, unfortunately.
Although they did announce that Star Fox Zero would be coming with Star Fox Guard.
Oh, yeah.
Which, if you remember, they had that tech demo a year or two ago that Amiibo was showing off. Like a camera security game where you had to stop the robots from invading. And I guess that's what Star Fox Guard became. Or that's what that turned into Star Fox Guard, rather. So it's if you buy Star Fox Zero, you get that game for free. You get to play as Slippy Toad's, what is it, his uncle? His dad?
Yeah, Grippy Uncle.
Grippy Toad.
It seems interesting, I suppose, but it kind of makes me worried. Whenever that you like bundle another game with a game's release, it makes me think that the first game's not going to be that long or have that much content. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I can't think of an example, but I know there are some.
The first thing that I thought of was Bayonetta, but that's not really
No, that's not. No, that was because that's the first game. Like, if it came with Star Fox 64, I'd be like, okay, well, they just kind of threw that in there. But no, that's not a good example. I know there are some examples, but I can't particularly think of one. Oh yeah, and Federation Force comes with Blast Ball. So there's another example, I guess, a recent example.
They did show Federation Force. It's funny that you bring that up because I'm looking right now at the Nintendo's site for all the information that was covered in the Direct, and that's like barely on here. Like the Federation Force is mysteriously not really mentioned. Weird.
Well, when does it come out?
Who cares?
Maybe it's just that early they don't have a lot to say about it.
I don't know. I think that the game itself will probably be okay. It just looks very cartoony, and it definitely did not get announced the best way. Kind of slapped everyone in the face when it made its debut. So even if it is a decent game, it's going to always have that stigma.
I think it might be fun maybe to stream if we can, but maybe not. They also announced that only the new 3DS is going to be able to play old SNES games, which is kind of weird. You wouldn't think that the 3DS would have, the original 3DS would have that much problem with that, but apparently it would.
Well, I mean, that's how you get people to buy a new 3DS, to tell them that you can play Pilot Wings on it. That's what people want.
Well, to be fair, emulation isn't exactly just, playing an old game on it. There is a big process that it has to kind of do, so I can kind of understand it.
I suppose, but at the same time, I know that, like, homebrew, soft modding has, I don't know what the hell to call it, but people have gotten, these games on DSi and stuff like that. So it can't be that, like, crazy to get on.
No, it just wouldn't be perfect, and then you'd be paying for something that's kind of not perfect, and that's kind of stupid,
I suppose.
So I mean, if you always have the option to soft mod it yourself if you really want to do that.
I think the thing I really cared about the most from the Direct was the Mario Maker update that came out a few days ago now, where they added keys so that you could make like locked doors and force people to have to fight certain enemies in the game in your levels. And they also added a super expert mode, which I think is going to be really good for kind of making expert mode not so terrible, because they can move some of those really impossible Japanese garbage levels into super expert and make expert a little more livable.
I found the update announcement to be just too funny because they announced the key and the locked door mechanics, along with stating that they would require or create mandatory boss fights and then introduce super expert mode all at the same time. And I just thought it was just asking for people to make terribly hard levels, basically.
I did do a run of super expert already. It's only 6 levels long as opposed to 16, so that's nice.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's how they're gonna balance is make expert have hard but fair levels, and you just go through a gauntlet of them, and then the super expert's just gonna be hey, here's all the bullshit all at once, and
good luck.
Yeah, but at least it's only 6.
Be one of these.
Oh my god! Just think of all the door stuff. Like, remember that one where I got to the end of super expert mode the first time, and the guy just had, it was called troll level, and you just went through a door, and I just died instantly. I had like 3 lives left, and I just had to guess at these doors. And it turned out you just had to run and jump in the beginning. It was so annoying, but they're just gonna make that worse with the coins and keys. So. Yeah, I'm glad that they're at least making it only 6 levels, because it is really frustrating to have to go against that kind of stuff.
I will say also, having made a few levels that I'm not really ready to publish yet, but I made a level or 2 with the keys, it's pretty fun mechanic to have the key coins and such around, forcing people to not really just like mindlessly speed run through levels. Like, now you have to like look for this and you have to go get it. And I think that the problem that you're talking about, where people will make these really shitty troll levels, like, yeah, that's probably going to happen. But the people that actually know how to make levels, I think they're going to be able to make some really cool stuff with the keys. And also, remember those giant pillars that kind of spiral down from Mario World?
Oh, yes, of course I do.
They added those too.
Yeah, I saw that. That was the one I was excited about the most, I think. I just like the way they look.
They can't make them crash into each other, unfortunately.
No, they don't. I don't think they ever did that, though.
Right. So that's no big deal. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool they added that.
I made a level that would have really benefited from the key coins. That Silver Monkey level.
Oh yeah.
I think it would have really helped. Well, maybe not. I kind of had a cool lock and key mechanic with the explosions. Wonder how that level's doing, or if it was deleted. I don't know. I haven't played Mario Maker in a long time. The last time I played, I just booted it up to play with the latest update, and I can't remember now what it was.
With the jelly donuts?
No, before that. The update before that. Oh, the checkpoints.
Yes.
Yes, I wanted to see if I could abuse it, and then I found out that I couldn't, so I didn't. You had to beat it midway or something as well. I mean, there's some ways. One thing I want to do is make a really stupid level, and then it kind of like kills you bullshit in the way at the end, and after forcing you to hit the checkpoint, and then after the checkpoint you just drop down. There's a pipe, and it takes you to the beginning of the level or something like that. That could be fun.
Huh?
Fun for me. I mean,
I'm trying to think of. Well, I mean, I guess I'll have plenty of time to think of different applications for how to use it. And I don't think we have details yet for anything specific, but it'll be good if people keep their ideas for Mario Maker levels in the back of their heads. Hold on to those.
Oh yeah,
a month is approaching. Some kind of Mario themed experience in May.
Yes, it may be mandatory.
Good one.
You just never know.
I need to play more Mario Maker though. That game is really fun.
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing.
Pretty much always gets viewers. People really like watching it, and I like playing it. So I mean, why not?
I like doing it too. I don't know. I must have brain problems. I actually haven't played in a while. Yesterday was actually Mario Day, right?
Yeah, it was March 10th. So they made it MAR like March, and then 10 like IO in Mario. So it was Mario Day. I didn't understand that for like the entire day until like midnight, and I was like, oh, it was March 10th. That's why it was Mario Day.
It's not because there's 10 Mario games?
Yes. Nope. There's not 10 Mario games.
10 mainline ones? Maybe.
There's gotta be more. There's gotta be.
Well, you got Super Mario Bros. Then you got Super Mario Bros. 2, 3.
Let's count it out.
Super Mario World. After that comes what? 64. And then Sunshine. Then
6.
Then what? Galaxy 1 and 2.
Yeah, 7, 8.
Then what? What came after Galaxy 2?
Well, this will work if you count 3D Land as an official, like...
I don't think we do, though.
Well, then you're at 9. If you count 3D World.
Wait, there's another one, right?
No.
Okay, then we'll do it. All right, exactly 10 Marios. We did it. I'll acknowledge it for this event.
3D Land is now official.
But then you have to say all the new Super Mario Bros. But those aren't official, are they? Damn, I don't know.
No, not at all. I mean,
Mario teaches typing. Hey.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Mario's missing. Mario Paint.
No, we're talking mainline. I don't even acknowledge the new Super Mario Bros. So I guess so. I guess 3D Land is official now.
Donkey Konga.
That's why Mario 10 is a thing.
Martin. Martenio. They said they were updating with a new level just for like Mario Day on Mario Maker, but I didn't see it. The only one I saw was for Twilight Princess. You know, I got that Wolf Link amiibo costume.
How could you tell? You couldn't even read it.
Yeah, they didn't translate the name of it for some reason. Like, it's if you look in the list of costumes, everything is English, but then when you get to the Wolf Link, it's all Japanese. Which is even weirder because there's like literal costumes that only make sense to Japanese people, where it's like Chisunko from Nosika na Fukanekara. And I'm like, I don't know what that is.
At least you can read it.
The other one, so not so much. But I suppose they had to get that out because, hey, Twilight Princess HD is finally out.
And I got a chance to play it, too.
And one of your favorite games to stream. HD now.
The only problem is, of course, the ability to modify the game, which is one of the biggest appeals for me. But it does have a lot of different modifications that you can do to it. At the very start, you're allowed to go into hero mode, which makes you take double damage and stops hearts from spawning throughout the world. And with the Ganondorf Amiibo, which I possess, you can turn your hearts blue, which makes you take double damage yet again until your next death, which is a little pain because you do have to reapply the effect every time you die if you want to do a run, which I'm going to do, where you're taking quadruple damage with no spawning hearts. But it's still fun watching all the little updates that they did to the game, and we still haven't experienced all of them either, but the game looks pretty good, and it's just kind of fun finding all the subtle nuances that have been adjusted since I had just played it months ago, through, and of course played it many times before that. It's really cool for me.
We watched you stream it a few nights ago, and you spent like 10 minutes chasing a frog.
Yeah, actually, the frog might have been like that the whole time. I knew the frog existed, but I never chased the frog. I don't know if they adjusted the frog or not, but that was cool. I was really just hoping to break the game somehow, like putting the frog in the wrong place in the game, causing it to...
It's like the code just falls apart at the seams.
Yeah. I always like to discover new stuff in that game. Without being able to hack it traditionally, I like to be able to find some ways to break it. But honestly, I don't think I have any go-to methods of breaking the game, honestly.
Aside from an actual tool.
It's still fun, and I'm going to play through it. That way I'll have a completed file for whenever I can modify the game.
I mean, that's all that really matters at the end of the day for an HD port of a game. It looks good.
No, that is not, because there are limitations to the Wii version where whenever you spawn too many enemies in the game, it starts slowing down. But with the Wii's processor, you should be able to do a lot more stuff without slowing down the game and crashing it. So that's what I'm really looking forward to for the modification aspect. Is more stability and, I don't know, possibilities, I guess. Because right now, if I were to like make all grass bees, I realized that it wasn't crashing because it was unstable, but it was just crashing, freezing because there was too much for the game to handle. The RAM just exploded. So in the distant or not so distant future, perhaps we'll be able to actually turn all grass into bees.
I haven't seen anything about the extra dungeon they added. I don't think.
Oh, I did though.
You've seen it already?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they had a trailer. It's just the pit of 1,000 trials or whatever, Cave of Ordeals, but just modified. It's kind of lame, actually. Calling it a dungeon really kind of increases your expectations.
Yeah,
it's not a dungeon.
That kind of sucks.
I know, it sucks.
Huh?
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh well.
But hey, it might be cool. Maybe later it becomes a dungeon. I don't know. I don't think so. No, they just kind of slapped it in there.
Damn.
If it were an actual dungeon or like maybe like a remix dungeon of an existing dungeon, it could have been more exciting. But as it stands, it just has like some different rooms and stuff. And yeah, it's just a Cave of Ordeals. That's
well, damn.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Those sons of bitches.
But who knows what you get at the end? I think it's like a bigger wallet or something.
Please, that would be the worst.
I think that's what it was. I think I heard someone say that. You just get a big wallet
for that money suit.
Yeah,
that's what people really want, to feel that forever. Oh, that's stupid.
They can never make a really good like in-game thing. Like I don't know why they can't just. The best in-game things are like items or weapons that lets you replay the game in a more interesting, or different way. But they don't let you do that. Mm-mm.
I know it's not the same thing, but I immediately thought of Fierce Deity Link. Like, that's really cool. That's a cool reward for doing everything.
But you can only use it in in very few instances. Except when you glitch out the game, then you can use it anywhere, and that was kind of cool. But then it would crash a lot.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I did that, actually. Whenever you go through a door, you'd just sink down into the ground because it was trying to make you small Link's height.
Oh.
And then if you went to a building, you'd pretty much crash the game every time.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yep, it's pretty cool. I hope... I don't know of anything like that for Twilight Princess, unfortunately, though. I don't know any glitches for the game. I just know... I know a lot about the code itself. Well, not the code, but the assembly code, I guess. I know way too much about that. I had to detach myself because I was kind of engrossed in the game for the longest time.
Well, you're a very well-educated man in the art of the wolves and the bees.
Yeah, I guess I can say that now. But
the wolves.
It was an unhealthy addiction, I think, for a while. It's straight weeks of just bees.
Well, that game just had a release, so that's cool that people are now able to re-experience that. However, another game is going to be on its way out. I guess you could call it a game. I'm not really sure. Rising Thunder, the I guess, was it free to play? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was an alpha. Yeah, free to play.
It was an alpha free to play fighting game by Seth Killian and his team Radiant Dawn or Radiant Entertainment. I can't remember. Radiant Entertainment. Robot fighting game. Well, that robot fighting game is now dead because Radiant Entertainment has been purchased by Riot Games, popularly known for League of Legends.
Yeah, I wonder. It makes you wonder what they're trying to do. Are they assembling them because they see potential and want to use them, or are they just buying them out so that they don't have a game that they might have seen as a threat? It's the thing is, League of Legends is like a really simplified strategy game, and Rising Thunder, in some respects, reflects that in being a very simplified fighting game, which I don't think there have been many, or if any of those. It's just all the specials, everything are just a single button. And I don't know if maybe Riot Games is already trying to do something like that to like go into a new genre, so to speak.
Well, Radiant Entertainment has two games, technically. They have Rising Thunder, which is going to be closing as of March 18th. So if anybody wants to play that closed alpha before the game closes permanently, I encourage you to go look into playing Rising Thunder. It's your last chance to, basically. I'm sure they'll make another game. I'm sure they'll make something else. But that game specifically is going to be dead forever after the 18th. However, they have a second game called Stone Hearth, which sounds extremely generic. Makes me think of Hearthstone.
Wait, is that really what's called?
Stone Hearth, yeah.
What?
Well, let me read you some parts of Radiant Dawn. I'm sorry. I keep calling it Radiant Dawn. Radiant Entertainment's announcement after being purchased by Riot Games. We are delighted to announce that Radiant Entertainment has been acquired by Riot Games. At Riot, our developers will continue to their mission of building incredible games that speak of us personally as players. First and foremost, Stone Hearth will go on full speed ahead. We are continuing delivering alphas at our current pace, with the aim of delivering the final game when it's ready. As for Rising Thunder, the team will start working on a new game that we're extremely excited about. For now, we will be permanently closing Rising Thunder on March 18th. Thank you to everybody that helped us by playing Stone Hearth and Rising Thunder, by backing our Kickstarters and telling your friends. So basically, what this is telling me is that Riot Games didn't like Rising Thunder and want them to make a new game that's kind of like that, I guess. But as far as Stone Hearth goes, they're like, yeah, that's the one we want. So,
what is Stone Hearth? Like, Hearthstone's a card game. Is this like a game card or what?
Stone Hearth is kind of like a strategy. It's like a really crappy, like maybe like an RTS that kind of looks like Minecraft graphics. I'm sure it's not an RTS, but that's what it looked like to me. But it's really crappy looking. I saw a little bit of gameplay and I was like, oh, okay.
Not sold on it yet.
Yeah,
what?
No.
I'm really scared right now thinking about what they're doing. I'm kind of terrified that maybe
Riot Games.
What if they want to take the engine of the simplified fighting game and then put League of Legends characters in it, and then
God.
like I'm really scared of that happening because it would be successful. I don't know.
Well,
I don't want this kind of life, but it might just be.
It would be really successful.
I think that's what they're probably. I mean, there's no what. Why are they doing this? It's not the. It's
they
not
have
like
the money.
Like I can understand. Like, oh, we're just gonna buy out Dota too. Like somehow.
Well, if you remember, Rising Thunder was kind of like unique in that it had cooldowns for its moves. So some people even already compared it to like a MOBA like League of Legends or Dota. So it already had those sort of elements in it where you can't just spam a move. It has the cooldowns.
It seems like the most logical thing. Like they wouldn't buy it out and just not utilize it. So something's gonna come of it, I imagine.
Well, I mean, we'll also have to see if League of Legends is the only thing that Riot Games is capable of making, or if they can actually make something else and make it successful.
Well, they don't have to. They bought the developer.
Well,
just tell them what to do. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is that have they even made a game other than League of Legends? They had to start somewhere.
Anybody related to them? And I think it's the only thing they've ever done. This is technically them doing a new game. So kind of interested to see how it goes.
I'm anxious in the worst way. I just I don't want to have to think about that.
Well, hopefully you'll just forget about it.
I will.
So Stonehearth is probably going to be living on. I guess that counts as a Riot Games game now. So if people want to play a different Riot Games game that's not League of Legends, there's Stonehearth. But I was mentioning how Stonehearth kind of looks... Stonehearth? I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. It kind of looks like Minecraft. And I guess that will bring me to a recent development for Minecraft. PC players probably already know that Minecraft recently had something called the Combat Update. It is the Minecraft version 1.9 that came out. So this adds a little more substance to the battle in Minecraft, because I guess maybe if you were just looking at Minecraft very casually, you wouldn't even know that there's like a battling required. You know that there's the creepers that explode and skeletons that come out at night. And before, all you would have to do is just like hold click or just spam click over and over again and just kind of whack them with your stick until they're gone. But now there's a bit of a combat system in place where you have to be able to hold shields and you have to time your hits properly, and you can't just swing mindlessly or else you don't do any damage. Potions were added to enhance certain things that they didn't do before. The only really things that I took out of it, because I played it a little bit with some of our friends, such as Wafo and Willis Guy and Misha, all those guys. The things that I really took out of it, as a guy that just likes to dig and build like really crappy objects out of sand, is that one, there's rabbits now. Those are cute. And two, there's horses, which you can ride. That's awesome. You can have like a horse fly around and ride it through the desert. But I spent maybe like 5 or 10 hours playing that version of Minecraft, and all I did was dig up sand and then build a pyramid out of sand. Anyone will tell you that pyramid looks awesome. It's a good pyramid. Got all 4 sides. Pretty big.
Got the tip thing. Triangular prism kind of shape.
It's actually doesn't have a tip because they needed a place to put their portal to hell. And I was like, why wouldn't you put it at the top of the pyramid? And I made them build it there. So
that's just like the ancient Egyptian scriptures predated and predicted the portal of hell at the top of their pyramids.
Right. That's what I was like. You have to put hell up here, please. And they did that. So if anyone goes onto Wafo's Minecraft server, you will find a very large pyramid with a portal to hell at the top. So you're welcome, world. You get to look at my pyramid. You seem very thrilled about this Minecraft
Well,
talk.
To be honest, I was going to preface this conversation with, here's another game I want to forget about. Or maybe I have forgotten about. I mean, I don't know. I played a lot of Minecraft in the day. I guess not that much, relatively. But
right.
I'm not that big on it, and I don't have a lot to talk about it. You
probably played as much as I did, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I remember digging a lot and finding diamonds and then having them stolen. That's my memory of Minecraft, honestly. It's kind of a novel idea, pretty fun, but I don't know. I guess I need a bit more substance than my own imagination.
Well, no, because now that I've done my pyramid and I found diamonds, and then I didn't lose my diamonds, but I went to hell, and then some flying cloud thing that was like giggling at me killed me, and I lost all my diamonds. I don't really want to play a game anymore, so...
I have a really fond memory of just doing this impromptu stream with lung cancer, and we just like tried surviving, and just kind of roleplayed in the middle of like a desert and stuff.
Yeah, I want to do that.
That was fun.
I want to do a survival.
There was like a chicken and
version of Minecraft.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's just kind of hard to get a group of people to want to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe one day soon. Who knows? That wasn't really teasing anything. I'll just say that maybe one day.
Just speculation.
there's no Minecraft event happening as far as I know.
Yeah. Seabed Lung Cancer is not around. He was a pretty good guy for that kind of thing. Pretty good.
Out in L.A. now, right?
What?
He's out in L.A., right?
No, I don't know.
Like,
I think he mentioned that, I guess, yeah.
It was fairly recently you saw him.
Yeah, that's right. He did say something.
Working the streets.
I don't know what he's doing. He was working at. Wasn't he working at Whole Foods? Or were we just talking about Whole Foods?
Yeah, that's what. It was Whole Foods.
Yeah, he was working at Whole Foods. Maybe he transferred and worked at other Whole Foods in LA. Maybe he sought other employment.
Got to give those celebrities their cold cuts.
Whole Foods, pretty good place.
Yeah,
yeah, you can get like in Whole Foods. It's better than going to Partial Foods or like Leftovers.
Quarter Foods.
No, you get the whole thing there.
3/4 foods.
It's the whole package. It's pretty good. They have doesn't Whole Foods? It's either Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, or both. They have like a shrine to cheese.
What?
No, you've never seen these?
I probably have, but I probably didn't think of it as a shrine.
Well, I mean, it's like there's a center where someone must be there to educate people on the different kind of cheeses when they're interested, and then there's just like an entire circle of cheese, and there's all kinds of cheese, and they're all like $20 a block, and yeah, an altar of cheese.
I've been to both, like Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
Really? Well, maybe you're like maybe just aren't a cheese kind of guy. I don't know.
I might have been. I like cheese. I just might have been.
It's right next to the wine.
Like
you can't miss it.
Oh, okay. See, I wasn't at the wine.
Okay.
I guess that makes sense. That's where I would put cheese.
Yeah, it's a perfect place. And there's just you can just look at all the cheese and just imagine, because you have to use your imagination because it's so expensive. But you can just imagine just how delicious all these cheeses are. Like the bitters and the sweets and the cheesiness, and all like the little colors in it, like blues and greens and yellows and whites.
You have a favorite kind of cheese?
I'm not really like a connoisseur of cheese, to be honest. I do like it, but I don't really. I don't know. I like Swiss. That's kind of boring. Parmesan's pretty good.
I like Jarlsberg cheese.
There's so many cheeses.
There's many cheeses.
It's
come from many cows.
Cheesy world. Well, I mean, you can do a lot of weird things with cheese. So, I mean, you don't. It can come to the same cow and make it completely different. The way you ferment it and stuff.
A lot of weird stuff.
Yeah. The weirdest one I remember was the what do they? I don't even know what they call it, honestly. It's got like some fancy name, but it's actually
Fleshlight.
What?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. We're thinking of different things.
Apparently, no. Mine's more disgusting. It's a cheese that's been fermented by means of maggots, in it, and that causes the fermentation process. It's a very soft cheese, and the best way for it to be served is with the maggot still alive. And it has a very unique cheese flavor, and it's a delicacy in some parts of the world.
Very unique. That makes me throw up.
Actually, no, I saw a YouTube video of Gordon Ramsay eat it, and he was disgusted by it because it was.
This is the most amazing cheese.
No, it was not. He was like, he was not having a good time with it. It's kind of like that durian thing. Where like part of the world just love the hell out of it, and everyone else thinks that it's disgusting. And honestly, it is. But apparently, it's sanitary. I mean, they're just maggots, I guess. I mean, maggots are pretty clean things. That they're. I don't think they really harbor disease per se. And that's just like inherently, you just have cultivated flies. They're freshly born, and then they do their thing.
Ugh.
Cheese maggot.
I don't want to talk about this.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, that cheese conversation took a turn for the worse, I guess. But
definitely,
hey, it was worth talking about, right?
Sure was.
I mean, we talked about worse. We talked about League of Legends.
That is a good enough point.
Speaking of horrible things. Did you see the recent trailer for the Ghostbusters reboot?
I have. Ghostbusters getting a new reboot starring a cast of hilarious comedy women.
Do they have any other roles in any other movies?
No idea. But it's about it's like what, 30 years after the original. And
so, you showed me this trailer yesterday, and it's just so I don't know, cliche, cheesy, and perhaps almost like intentionally bad. The way they kind of introduce it in a very like serious way with the piano tones to replicate the theme of the
fading to black and just like 30 years ago.
Yeah, they have that trademark like bass drop, like every time. And like I was like saying, okay, this is really cheesy, but it could be, so like they could try to make it so serious that it's bad that it's good kind of thing. But then it's just silly slapstick antics the whole way through, and they replace the entire cast with women, which I can understand for inclusion's sake, having, maybe some of the cast members being female or something, but they just made everyone females instead, and that's it. And then I don't think the plot, like, I didn't really see any, like, plot. It was just, like, silly stuff happening.
I saw a, like, headline on, like, a People's Magazine kind of thing, like a website sort of like that, where it was like, this actor is totally geeking out for the new Ghostbusters trailer, and it's like, it showed like the actor like as usual, and then it showed him like wearing glasses because he wears glasses in the movie, and I was like, is that him geeking out? Like, is this how you appeal to like the nerdy demographic, like giving him glasses? it just seems like extremely out of touch writing and design in general. If that's supposed to be like, oh, he's the nerdy guy because he's buff and ripped, but he has a fucking pair of glasses like an idiot.
I'm just, today yesterday I guess, I was very thankful that I wasn't a huge fan of Ghostbusters. Actually, I don't even know if I watched the whole movie. In hindsight, I'd have
It's a great movie. I think it's a good movie.
I'm sure it is. It's got a big marshmallow man.
I think a big problem with the way that it's being received is that Ghostbusters, if it was 30 years ago, I'd say the 80s, yeah. Ghostbusters is a very good comedy because it's very subtle humor. It's not just like in your face, a woman screaming, power of Christ compels you.
She said anger or something like that, or pain or something. It was really cheesy, really bad.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we segued with cheese.
It's well done delivery and lines by the minds of like Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver and those kinds of characters who are apparently going to be in that movie, by the way. So that's good.
So
my theory is that the only way that this new one will work is that Bill Murray is the bad guy. He's just like dead. So like he's a dead Ghostbuster and knows how to fight the Ghostbusters.
Are you really trying to save this plot yourself?
That would be amazing.
Yes, but like, why wouldn't they have marketed it that way? It's clearly not going to happen.
But I wanted to be that so bad. I think it'd be great.
Damn, that would have been a much better idea. I don't know why they went.
You just be like a total like condescending asshole. It's like I did all that shit before. You can't beat me. I know what you're doing. Don't try crossing those streams on me, girls. I think it's gonna be okay. It's just that a lot of people are really attached to the way it was done before, and the way it's done today is not supposed to be respectful to the old Ghostbusters, but just a modern comedy. And that'll work for some people, but if you're a huge Ghostbusters fan, then it's not gonna work. It's like if they did the new Star Wars Episode 7, but like they did the entire thing like a modern action movie, where it's just like a lot of swearing and explode. As if Michael Bay did Star Wars Episode 7. That's what it would be like. It was like half hour of Chewie getting high, and then like, no focus at all on any of like the Jedi. It's just like, I don't know, like a CG rabbit. Oh wait, I didn't even mean to reference Jar Jar, but I guess there you go. It'd be like if they did Jar Jar again.
Wasn't there a movie like that they released and it was like it was based on something, but it was completely different instead?
Star Wars Episode 1.
I can't remember, but that's happened before, where it was just the same in name and nothing else.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, yeah, now you can in theaters this summer or whatever.
Ever the optimist, I will hold up that it might be at least a 5 out of 10.
That's pretty conservative.
Yeah.
You have to be conservative in this case.
Yeah. Why not?
So what are we anticipating for next bye week? What's coming down the pipes? Oh, Alex for Street Fighter V, he was going to be released in the coming weeks, or so we think. No trailer kind of makes you think they might push it back, but Street Fighter V should be receiving an update, much like Mario Maker has.
Yes.
And I think we're going to be getting a little bit more information on a couple of things that we're going to be doing. I know next weekend we're doing a Smash tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
Spring into spring.
Oh, yes. And isn't it this weekend that we're springing forward?
Yeah. Our clocks need to go forward an hour Sunday morning.
It's a good thing that cell phones do that for you now. You don't have to remember that. But yeah, we were going to lose a whole hour of our weekend.
And then it's also important to note that while we'll be recording the next BuzzCast before it, there is a Pokemon tournament in honor of the 20th anniversary. We're going to be doing one Pokemon from every generation in your team. So you have to have a team of a generation 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 Pokemon on your Pokemon team. If you are interested in joining that tournament, please seek out Brokar, or Caleb, or Peaches. Those are the guys that are spearheading the event. That should be very fun to do. And then there's, of course, Pokken Tournament comes out March 18th, so maybe one of us will buy it. I'm actually not so sure if I'm going to get it anymore.
I think I'm going to. I have no reason not to. I've purchased plenty of games I never played, so why not? It has Mewtwo in it. I'll play it at least for an hour.
I guess that's true. Shadow Mewtwo also.
Yeah, it has 2 Mewtwo's in it. I mean, that's double the fun. And Shadow Mewtwo literally goes into space and shoots down a giant shadow ball onto the Earth and hits for about 4,000 hits. So that's cool. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. This has been the BuzzCast on the 11th of March with your host, loldbz. That's me, and Ghoulston.
That's me.
That's our Ghoulston. So until next time, we'll have a lot of other things to talk about with our upcoming Smash tournament and new updates about several other video games. But until then, thanks for tuning in.